Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Let me tell you, the NFC North is heating up, and the Packers are right in the middle of this explosive story. Word has it that the Minnesota Vikings, who finished the 2025 season with a pretty disappointing 6-10 record and are clearly in a bit of a rebuild mode, are considering one of the biggest trades in recent NFL memory. And it involves none other than Justin Jefferson, the star wide receiver who's been a nightmare for defenses across the league. The buzz is that the Vikings might be willing to part ways with Jefferson, and the Green Bay Packers are right there, ready to pounce. This potential deal could shake everything up, and it's got Packers fans dreaming of a new offensive era that could propel us straight to the Super Bowl. So what's fueling this trade talk? Well, sources suggest that the Vikings, who are struggling to find stability after a turbulent 2025 season, are eyeing a rebuild. They're currently sitting at 6-10, with a lot of question marks on offense and defense. Their biggest concern: they're leaking points, allowing an average of about 23.8 points per game, and their offensive line has been a sieve, permitting 42 sacks last season. Plus, they've got some cap space, around $16 million, but instead of throwing money at aging veterans, they're prioritizing young talent and draft capital. The Vikings want to build around their younger core, especially with Jordan Addison emerging as a promising receiver, and they're eyeing the future with a focus on the draft. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for the Packers. Trading Jefferson would clear a whopping $28 million in cap space for the Vikings in 2026, freeing them up to make some much-needed upgrades on the offensive line or to extend key young players. For the Packers, acquiring Jefferson would be a game-changer. The numbers speak for themselves. Jefferson isn't just a WR, he's a true game winner. Last season, he racked up 115 receptions for 650 yards and 13 touchdowns, averaging a staggering 102 yards per game. His route running is elite, with a PFF grade of 93. 8 for his career, and he's proven to be incredibly durable, avoiding major injuries despite the heavy workload. In 2025, he was targeted 155 times and made the most of his opportunities, averaging 2.9 yards of separation per route, with a yards after catch, YAC, total of 650 yards. This guy is a nightmare for defenses. Think of him as the modern Julio Jones, able to make contested catches 55% of the time, with a 22% increase compared to previous seasons, and he's got a run block grade of 78, adding value beyond just catching passes. Imagine Justin Jefferson lining up across from Christian Watson, creating a duo that defenses simply can't handle. The Packers have been crying out for that kind of elite WR1, especially after a somewhat inconsistent 2025 season where the offense struggled to reach 220 yards per game through the air. Adding Jefferson would instantly make the Packers' aerial attack one of the most dangerous in the league. With his arrival, projections show that he could add over 300 receiving yards, boost EPA per pass by 16%, and open up space for players like Reed, who would benefit from Jefferson's presence. His routes would be better, his separation even more guaranteed. Jefferson, with his average of +2, 3 yards per route more than what the Packers currently have, would create mismatches all over the field, especially against CBs. The potential is enormous. Estimations suggest Jefferson could surpass 10 touchdowns in the 2026 season, and similar to what Stephon Diggs did in Buffalo, he could add around 250 yards aerially for the Packers. This move wouldn't just be a boost for the offense. It would have a ripple effect on the entire team. Defenses would be stretched thinner, enabling the Packers to become more balanced and explosive again. The run game could see a benefit of about 12% increased efficiency, and overall, the offense could resemble the powerful Packers of 2021, which averaged over 300 yards per game and was one of the league's most feared units. The vision here is clear. With Jefferson, the Packers could elevate from a 10-6 team with flashes of brilliance to a bona fide Super Bowl contender. And speaking of the big picture, this trade could significantly influence the odds of the Packers reaching Super Bowl LXI. Currently, Green Bay's chances are around plus 1,800, but with Jefferson in the lineup, those odds could plummet to around plus 900, a 50% boost, making them one of the top contenders in the NFC. It's reminiscent of the Eagles' surge after acquiring A.J. Brown in 2022, which transformed their offense practically overnight. Jefferson's ability to win contested catches at a 60% rate and his knack for making plays in critical moments would make him an X-factor in the playoffs, especially in division rivalries where every yard and every play counts. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. This potential trade doesn't just boost the Packers' offense, it signals a shift in the NFC North's power dynamics. The Vikings, who have been a thorn in Green Bay's side for years, could be left scrambling to rebuild and retool, especially if they lose their star receiver. Meanwhile, the Packers, energized by this offensive upgrade, could position themselves as legitimate contenders, especially with Jordan Love still developing and the defense showing promise under new schemes. The NFC North could become a two-team race again, Green Bay versus Detroit or Chicago, if this trade goes through and the Packers capitalize on it. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL, and there are still questions about the cost and how the Vikings and Packers will negotiate. But the signs point to a deal that could reshape the division and set the stage for a deep playoff run for Green Bay. The excitement among the fan base is palpable. Everyone's already dreaming of Aaron Rodgers-style magic, but this time with Jordan Love's heir apparent and a weapon like Jefferson fueling the offense. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Packers are in a unique position. They have a talented core, and with the right moves, they could be on the cusp of something special. The addition of Jefferson would not only give them a true WR1, but also send a message to the rest of the league that Green Bay is serious about contending again. The offensive line improvements, the development of young players, and a solid defense complement this potential move, making the Packers a team to watch in 2026. And of course, fans are wondering how this will affect the upcoming draft and free agency. The Packers might look to draft more weapons or bolster their secondary to complement such a potent offense. The potential trade could also free up cap space to re-sign key players or make strategic signings. With the NFL always full of surprises, one thing's clear. Green Bay is positioning itself to be a major player in the NFC once again. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. Whether this trade happens or not, one thing is for sure. The upcoming season will be one of the most exciting yet, and the Packers are right at the center of the action. So buckle up, get your jerseys ready, and let's keep the passion alive, because Green Bay is heading into a new era, and it looks brighter than ever.